Imagine a lighthouse in a rough sea, shining calmly and steadily, guiding lost ships back to port. This beacon represents Stoic wisdom, a philosophy that brings peace and direction in a world full of turmoil. In times of difficulty and uncertainty, the teachings of Stoic thinkers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius give us the strength and clarity necessary to face challenges with courage and balance. Today, we invite you on an incredible journey. Let's explore 9 valuable pieces of advice that can transform your way of seeing life. These ancient principles show us how to be more resilient, how to stay calm amidst problems, and how to live according to our true essence, finding peace and contentment in every moment. If you seek wisdom and want to discover true serenity, enjoy this video and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. And share your experience by commenting with the phrase, "I will be wiser." Together, let's walk the path of Stoic wisdom and discover the power of this philosophy that spans the centuries. Advice 1. Exercise self-control. The first piece of advice to achieve Stoic wisdom is crucial. Practice self-control. The ability to control our emotions, desires, and actions is central to Stoic philosophy and fundamental to a balanced and virtuous life. The Stoics believed that true freedom does not come from external pleasures, but from self-discipline and mastering oneself. Self-control allows us to react to life situations calmly and rationally instead of being driven by our emotions and impulses. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said that it is not events that disturb us, but the way we see them. Therefore, by controlling our mind, we control our life. Practicing self-control begins with awareness of our thoughts and reactions. When faced with a stressful or tempting situation, we should pause and think before acting. Ask yourself, does this reaction bring me closer to or further from tranquility and balance? Just this simple act of reflection can change how we deal with daily challenges. Additionally, it is important to understand that self-control does not mean repressing our emotions, but rather understanding them and using them positively. The Stoics suggest cultivating virtues such as patience, courage, and wisdom to face problems instead of giving in to anger, fear, or frustration. We use these virtues as tools to maintain serenity and mental clarity. Self-control also applies to our lifestyle and daily habits. Moderating our desires, whether in regard to food, shopping, or entertainment, helps us avoid excess and maintain a healthy balance. By practicing moderation, we strengthen our mind and body, becoming better prepared to face adversities. Therefore, self-control is an essential pillar of Stoic wisdom. It guides us to live according to our deepest values and face life with a calm and determined attitude. Incorporating self-control into our daily lives takes us a huge step toward true wisdom and inner peace. Advice 2. Memento Mori. The Latin expression Memento Mori means remember that you will die, and it carries a transformative impact, inviting us to reflect on mortality and live with purpose and full awareness. Thinking about the inevitability of death does not lead us to despair, but rather to value every moment we have. Memento Mori makes us realize the preciousness of time, encouraging us to live with intensity, authenticity, and gratitude. Marcus Aurelius, the wise emperor and Stoic philosopher, reminds us that meditating on death eliminates the superfluous and focuses on the essential. By remembering that our life is fleeting, we become more present and attentive to our choices and actions. Insignificant worries and petty conflicts lose importance in the vastness of time. Each day becomes a unique chance to do good, love, grow, and contribute meaningfully. Memento Mori teaches us to live without regrets, pursue our dreams with courage, and cultivate true and deep relationships. Knowing that our time is limited, we choose to invest in experiences that enrich our lives and those around us. This awareness frees us from fear and gives us the strength to face challenges with serenity and acceptance. Remembering mortality also prepares us for inevitable losses and changes. Accepting that everything is transient teaches us to let go of what we cannot control and find peace in impermanence. We live more lightly, without clinging to the past or worrying too much about the future. Memento Mori is a powerful reminder of our mortality that motivates us to live with purpose, courage, and gratitude. By incorporating this Stoic wisdom into our lives, we become more aware of our time and more determined to make each moment an expression of our best selves. May we remember every day the fragility of life, and with that, find the strength to live fully and with a heart full of meaning. Advice 3. Love your fate. Amor fati. Amor fati, which means loving your fate, is a fundamental principle of Stoicism, inviting us to accept and embrace everything that happens in our lives, both the positive and the negative, as opportunities for learning and growth. Instead of resisting or lamenting inevitable events, we develop a deep acceptance and appreciation for the entirety of the human experience. Adopting amor fati means recognizing that we do not control many aspects of our lives, including external circumstances and unexpected events. Instead of fighting against these realities, we learn to accept them and find meaning in them. This practice helps to develop a growth mindset and resilience. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable barriers, we face them as opportunities to strengthen our character, develop our resilience, and cultivate wisdom. Every experience, no matter how difficult, can bring something valuable and teach us more about ourselves and the world around us. This philosophy frees us from unnecessary suffering caused by resisting the inevitable. By fully accepting the highs and lows of life, we can experience a deeper and more lasting inner peace. This acceptance does not mean passivity, but rather an openness to possibilities and a willingness to act with courage and determination, regardless of the circumstances. Amor fati also helps us cultivate gratitude and contentment in the present. By fully accepting what we already have, instead of continually desiring more or different, we find true satisfaction and joy in life. It is a powerful practice that invites us to embrace the entire human experience, finding meaning and purpose in all aspects. By adopting this mindset, we become wiser, more resilient, and serene, living each moment with gratitude and acceptance. Advice 4. Be just and integral. The just man is not the one who does not commit injustice, but the one who, having the opportunity to act unjustly, does not do so. Marcus Aurelius. This quote from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and renowned Stoic, brings us a powerful reflection on what it truly means to be just and integral. Being just does not only involve not committing injustices, but also having the moral courage to act according to ethical principles, even when confronted with temptations or pressures to deviate from the path of virtue. Applying this advice in our lives leads us to cultivate a strong sense of integrity and justice in all our actions. This means not only following external rules, but acting according to our own ethical principles, even when no one is watching. The practice of justice and integrity allows us to build solid and trustworthy relationships with others because our words and actions reflect our deepest values. Moreover, being just and integral helps us cultivate greater self-esteem and self-respect. Living according to our ethical principles strengthens our personal integrity and makes us more confident in our abilities and decisions. By incorporating the wisdom of this Stoic quote, we actively seek justice and integrity in all areas of life, strengthening our relationships, self-esteem, and contributing to a more ethical and compassionate world. Advice 5. Live according to nature. The Stoic advice to live according to nature encourages us to observe the patterns and principles present in nature and apply them in our daily lives. Being wiser with this advice involves learning from the examples of nature and applying these teachings in our lives. A clear example is the changing seasons. As nature goes through cycles of growth, flourishing, decline, and renewal, we also experience different phases in our lives. Accepting and adapting to these changes rather than resisting them is an important aspect of living in harmony with nature. This teaches us to cultivate patience, resilience, and acceptance of circumstances beyond our control. Another valuable example is the interconnectedness of all living beings in nature. Every organism plays a vital role in the ecosystem, and their actions have a direct or indirect impact on other beings. Similarly, our actions and choices affect not only ourselves but also those around us. Recognizing this interconnectedness, we cultivate greater awareness of the impact of our choices and act more responsibly and compassionately. We can learn from nature's resilience in the face of adversity. Plants grow in challenging conditions, trees bend under the wind, and animals develop unique survival strategies. Likewise, we can face challenges with courage, flexibility, and determination rather than being defeated by them. Living according to nature teaches us acceptance, interconnectedness, resilience, and adaptability. By applying these principles in our lives, we become wiser, more compassionate, and resilient in the face of the challenges and changes we encounter. Advice 6. Train indifference training. Indifference in the Stoic context does not mean being insensitive, but rather developing an inner serenity in the face of external events. Being wiser with this advice implies understanding that many events are beyond our control, and that our inner peace should not depend on external factors. One aspect of this training is learning to accept what we cannot change. For example, if we are stuck in traffic that makes us late, we can practice indifference by accepting the situation calmly and seeking solutions instead of stressing over something beyond our control. Training indifference also helps us maintain a balanced perspective on the highs and lows of life. Instead of being euphoric when things go well or desperate when facing difficulties, we can cultivate an attitude of balance, recognizing that circumstances are transient and staying focused on our deepest values. Another aspect is controlling our emotional reactions. When provoked by events or actions of others, we can train indifference by practicing self-discipline and self-restraint, instead of reacting impulsively with anger or resentment. This training empowers us to develop greater emotional resilience, self-control, and inner peace. Accepting what we cannot change and maintaining a balanced perspective in the face of adversity can make us wiser and more serene in dealing with the challenges we encounter. Advice 7. Be resilient. Resilience is a fundamental quality in the quest for Stoic wisdom. The story of the oak tree, which bends but does not break in the face of storms, illustrates this concept well. Like the oak tree, our inner strength enables us to face adversity without being defeated by it. When we face difficulties, we can remember the example of the oak tree. Instead of letting ourselves be overwhelmed, we can bend temporarily to allow the storm to pass without losing our essence or strength. True resilience lies not in never falling, but in always getting up, learning, and growing from each challenge. Being resilient means not only enduring difficulties, but also learning and growing from them. Every challenge we face is an opportunity for strengthening and personal development. By cultivating this inner resilience, we become better prepared to face the challenges the world presents us. Stoic resilience teaches us to see adversity as opportunities for growth, transformation, and strengthening. Advice 8. Daily meditation. In Stoic philosophy, daily meditation is an essential practice for cultivating virtues such as wisdom. For the Stoics, meditation is not just a mental exercise, but a fundamental tool for shaping our minds and reactions to circumstances, making us more resilient and wise. The Stoics used to start their days with meditation. In silence, they focused on their breathing and reflected on the challenges they might face throughout the day. They visualized difficult situations and thought about how they could respond with calm and reason. This practice prepared them to deal with adversity serenely and balanced. Throughout the day, they took brief moments to withdraw from the outside world and reflect on their actions and thoughts. They questioned whether they were acting according to Stoic virtues such as courage, justice, and temperance. This constant self-evaluation helped them stay focused on their goals and cultivate wisdom in their daily lives. For the Stoics, achieving wisdom was a continuous process of self-transformation. Daily meditation allowed them to know themselves better, becoming more aware of their limitations and virtues. Recognizing their weaknesses, they worked to overcome them, and by valuing their virtues, they strengthened them. Daily meditation was, for the Stoics, a path to achieving wisdom and living a full life. Understanding that true wisdom lies in the ability to live according to elevated principles made them true sages, cultivating serenity and virtue in their daily lives. Advice: 9. Detach from material goods on the path to wisdom. Detaching from material goods is one of the foundational stones. Stoicism, a philosophy that resonates to this day, invites us to reflect on the true nature of happiness and wisdom. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic thinkers, said, "Happiness is a choice and a work of one's own." Stoic wisdom teaches us to find true wealth in virtue and inner serenity, not in material possessions. Excessive attachment to material possessions is like binding the wings of a bird, preventing it from flying freely in search of true inner fulfillment. Detaching from material goods frees us from the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. We are no longer at the mercy of market fluctuations or external circumstances. Find a source of contentment within yourself, regardless of external conditions. Detachment does not mean renouncing the material world, but recognizing its transience. Everything we have will one day be gone, but the essence of being, our virtues and values, remain. Our true wealth lies in the integrity of character, the accumulated wisdom, and the meaningful relationships we cultivate throughout life. Detaching from material goods is not an act of deprivation, but of liberation. Freed from rampant consumerism, we open up space for what truly matters: the pursuit of moral excellence and the cultivation of authentic relationships. Understanding that true happiness is not in the accumulation of possessions, but in the serene acceptance of what we have and the constant pursuit of virtues, is recognizing Stoic wisdom in our lives. As we reach the end of this journey through the 9 pieces of advice to achieve Stoic wisdom, we hope you have found inspiration and clarity to apply these teachings in your life. Stoic wisdom guides us to live with serenity, resilience, and balance. If this content was useful to you, subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. And if you made it this far, comment to the end. Let's walk together on the path of Stoic wisdom and discover the power of this philosophy that spans the centuries.